Why, hello everybody. Welcome to some more MechWarrior 5. I apologize if this video looks and sounds a little bit weirder. I've been wanting to make a video for a while, and I've run into some issues with my usual equipment, so I am streaming this via Moonlight to my Android device, and I'm playing this on a controller. So you also see me play, I was already bad at this game, and now I'm like, even worse. So, and I'm also recording this audio just on my phone, and because it had been too long since I made a video, and I said, to heck with this, I'm just gonna do whatever it takes to make a video. So please pardon the suboptimal production, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I've been loving MechWarrior 5, particularly with all of the mods that I've been using, especially MechTech and TTRulez AI. I'm using some other ones, but those, for me, are the two big ones, and others would differ with me on that one, I think, but they're just such great achievements, both of them. They really elevate MechWarrior 5, which I think is a really cool game, into something really spectacular. So, the new update dropped with the DLC, and the Magnum, the man behind MechTech, my understanding is that unfortunately for him, this big update came at a bit of a bad time. He was in the middle of a big rebuild, trying to get co-op working and everything, which of course we're all patiently waiting for. We're very grateful for all his work. We're not, at all. We're all very understanding over there in MechTech land. But in the meantime, I decided to try out some of the new content, as well as update some of the other mods and give them a try without MechTech, which is a bit of a new experience for me. And it's been fun playing vanilla again. I prefer MechTech, but it's been fun playing the game at least a little bit more vanilla. Now, of course, I'm not playing it vanilla. I am running a few mods. In my opinion, MechTech is based on your preference. Whether or not you go with MechTech would depend on your preference, is what I mean. But if you're already playing MechWarrior 5, then I think that you really should be playing it with TTRulez AI. Without TTRulez AI, it's hard to appreciate it as a mech sim quite as much. The NPC mechs tend to just kind of be there for you to shoot at them. But with TTRulez AI, they really demonstrate a lot of not only just fine piloting and kind of survival, like piloting to preserve their survival, but also some pretty interesting tactical executions. So I think whether or not you like MechTech or prefer to play the game with MechTech, TTRulez AI really makes it so much more interesting. So I've been really impressed with TTRulez AI since they've updated it, because I've been running an old version of it up until now, and I was playing this game attempting to replicate some of the really cool behavior I saw. Now, we haven't seen anything. Now, I didn't see anything out of this world on this particular playthrough, but we're going to point out a few really nice things that it does. Alright, we're just loading up an instant action mission to demonstrate some of the things here. There's me just adjusting the difficulty a little bit, hoping that we get a bit more mech variety. Because really the beauty is the synergy between all the different mechs, how their roles mix in with one another. It does make a difference, and aside from just the pilots being better marksmen, people, and pilots, there's also some pretty good tactical scheming that you see. So let's see what happens in this mission here. See some hitching here. Remember, this is over the internet, streamed from my computer through my cell phone network to wherever I was. So you'll see some hitches and stutters here. You see I'm taking the Dragon Sidewinder hero mech. It's funny, they took one of the most useless mechs in Battletech. I mean, I cannot find any reason for the Dragon to exist, nor most of its variants. The Grand Dragon is like somewhat viable, I guess, but they took really one of the worst mechs in the whole fictional universe, and they made, the Sidewinder, which is one of the best mechs in MechWarrior 5. Love this mech. So what I'm doing here is through the D-pad, you have all your different functions of your mech. Really, they put everything on the D-pad through like a branching menu. It's pretty clever. I mean, I couldn't think of a better way to do it. It's definitely cumbersome. Like, that's how you access mask and ECM and stuff, whereas on your keyboard it's just a button press. But what I did just then is I put my 2 fire support mechs on specific points on the map. You just point to the ground, tell them to stay there. You can do that in Mech 5, but it's a useless feature that might as well not exist. You just kind of go there briefly and not even stay there half the time. Once you get a certain distance away, they'll automatically come right back to you. There I go, punching that guy down. But with TTRulez AI, that will stay there. They'll move a little bit to try to gain line of sight or something like that. So they'll kind of intelligently move from the exact spot you point them to, but they'll stay in the area. And it's great for setting up sniping positions, telling your fire support missile units to stay in a certain spot so they don't get exposed as much. So what you just saw there was actually intended behavior from TTRulez AI. That flea saw me coming and it ducked behind the hill to break line of sight. Now, he only did it briefly. He tried to come up to, I think, kind of flank around our fire support, but it didn't work out for him. He got obliterated. But I chose a demolition mission here, and I'm not even really focusing on the objective. I did that just to have the enemy mechs be in their natural home, I suppose, so they can do things like what this Wolverine is doing, actually seeking some cover when he's overwhelmed, while this Javelin comes and tries to flank us. That backfired, but there are times when that works. I've had Shadowhawks and other skirmishers flank us and cause a lot of damage while we were focusing on a mech that was taking cover. That was a nice shot. I don't think that was my shot, but that was a nice shot. I can't tell because the view screen I'm looking at is tiny because it's on my phone. And it's in landscape. It's in portrait mode, so it's even smaller. But yeah, so it didn't work out for them that much. But you see the intent there. The Wolverine ducked behind some buildings, and now he's skirmishing. He's coming back, doing a little hit and run. And this is why I wanted a defense mission, so that we can see an interesting battlefield for the mechs to really showcase some of their AI quirks. Now I'm chasing this Wolverine down. He can't escape me, so he's kind of in panic mode. There's really not much he can do at this point. But you can see what the intended behavior was. Playing with a controller, I'm not going to say it's worse, I'm just not used to it. Getting those usually fairly simple shots is a little bit more challenging. I'm glad they did it though, I appreciate that. I mean, had they not done that, again, nice shot, I would not have been able to play this like on my phone. See, here I ran into the building and I remembered I'm actually supposed to destroy this settlement. I completely forgot. Because I was just trying to set up some encounters to show off the AI here, but yeah, so now there's just a bunch of lights. There's some spiders coming in. They'll just kind of harass us, I guess. I mean, a scout unit usually will try to avoid direct confrontation, but that's all they have right now. So they are brave souls heading into battle on, you know, inferior machines for that job. The spider is a fine mech for its role, don't get me wrong, but it is not meant for what this guy is doing right now, and he's just going for it. You know, not smart. That's a matter of circumstance, I think. Ooh, I just shot my guy. Ooh, I shot him good. That was like a full burst right into my griffin, my friendly griffin. See, like that shot right there. Very tricky with the controller. But yeah. See, I see. So he bugged us, distracted us, and there was vehicles and more mechs behind us. So even though they have inferior firepower compared to us, they still try it. They still try and do some tactics, you know, that give them the best chance for success, even though they're not likely to have success. And that's really a hallmark of TTRulez AI. And when there are evenly matched enemies, well, then things get really interesting. You know, that partisan made me lose my AC 20. That's never fun in the dragon sidewinder when you lose your AC 20 burst fire. That gun is the dragon's breath, man. I'm remembering again, I gotta shoot the buildings here. Vanilla AC 20 burst fire is great. I appreciate and probably prefer how Merc Tech treats its burst fire autocannons, but it's fun in vanilla, especially with the AC 20. Oh, here comes a charger. And that's a good charger too. It's one of the really dangerous chargers. Although I often find myself in situations where even a stock charger, as much of a joke as that seems to be, can be fairly dangerous. With an accurate, you know, a pilot who has good gunnery. I'm telling my mechs to reposition, I think, because we got just flanked by those guys. Now that wasn't an AI thing. I think the game just spawned them there. So I'm not gonna chalk that up to the fine folks at TTRulez AI. But regardless, it's a battlefield situation that causes us to, you know, reevaluate, particularly our positioning. So we do. We are smart war people. That was a big miss. But we got him. Well, the charger's almost down. So a charger will just run and face down someone and just fight. So actually, I think pretty much the brawler role in TTRulez AI, or in other words, the brawler like behavior set, I think it's just vanilla AI, which makes a lot of sense. It really does. I mean, vanilla AI will just go up to you and fight. And if you're a brawling mech, that's good, especially with the addition of TTRulez AI, which I'm not sure if you'll see or if you have seen. But you mix in that very basic AI behavior with the nice little touch that TTRulez AI puts in, the mod puts in. That really does make all the difference, which is that an NPC mech will twist its torso to protect damaged parts of its mech. So it'll twist away so as to not get, components blown up. So you can see here, I'm just fighting, really staying too long, being really irresponsible. If this were a campaign mission, I would be outie, but seeing as how I was trying to showcase stuff. See, so the quick draw is the main thing. He took cover here, and I think it's a flea. Yeah, it's a flea. Comes in and kind of runs harassment, and then look, the quick draw will come back out, and then the flea took some cover. You see the flea coming in now. We're all focusing on the quick draw. He realizes that, so he's trying to get up close, heat us up with his flamer, and it's just a really, you see them work. You see how the AI works. It's not just random. It really is. Did he just DFA him? If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to look at that again, but I think he just did a death from above, and then he punched me down. Just Mike Tyson with a knockout right there. My blackjack not looking very good. I could take control, but I wanted to kind of see. That's a pretty good matchup. That's some good fisticuffs right there. A Griffin with a quick draw. Now the quick draw will get him every time. Not only does it have two usable like punching arms, I think you can use the barrel fist for the Griffin. I think he can punch with his PPC. But not only that, the quick draw has a lot of SRMs. So as it approaches and moves in for the melee, this blackjack, by the way, has one medium laser. Watch him use this medium laser. Boom! Just one medium laser with a knockout. But the quick draw, as it closes in, can unleash some pretty bad news. So here I finally take control. This blackjack is in such bad shape. So I figure we've seen enough, and here I will just jump jet out of here into the exfiltration ring. I mean, Rihanna really should just pick us up where we are and provide cover fire from the immense firepower on the dropship. But hey, the game makes you want to go to a spot like 25 feet away. That's fine. That's fine. But regardless, I really hope that you enjoyed this look at TTRulez AI. I hope that you can kind of tell what I was talking about, that I'm not just seeing things with my wishful thinking. Things like enemy AI or NPC kind of behavior, those are things that I really value a lot in games. And MechWarrior has always been my favorite franchise, and AI has always been a problem. So seeing a MechWarrior game that's really good, now with some really interesting and dynamic AI, just brings me joy, and I hope it can bring you some too. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Goodbye.